Do you think you are eligible for subclass 186, the direct entry, where you have an employer to sponsor you and you can directly apply for PR via your sponsorship from your employer? Let's see if you meet the eligibility of 186 direct entry. First thing first, you need to find out if your nominated occupation falls under the direct entry 186 visa subclass occupation list, which is called CSOL. I'll put the link to that occupation list so you can easily find it on my messages. As 186 is an employer sponsored visa, and for the direct entry as well, you need an employer to sponsor you. However, that employer who is going to sponsor you for direct entry need not be your current employer. You can find a new job, but you and your employer both need to meet the criteria. First criteria, you need to have at least 3 years of full-time work experience post-qualification. Once again, the 3 years of work experience must be after you finish your qualification. Now, what to do if you do not hold a qualification? In that case, you can use your work experience in lieu of qualification. However, this means that just 3 years of work experience will not suffice. Most likely, you either need 6 years or at least 5 years of work experience in total, because many occupation uses first 3 years of work experience as a qualification, and then the remaining 3 years would then be used for the work experience criteria for 186. And some occupation uses 2 years of work experience in lieu of qualification. So you need to sit down and discuss how many years of work experience you actually require according to your nominated occupation in case you do not have a qualification. You also need to meet the English requirement, which is 6 each band and overall in IELTS or 50 in PT. Just a side note, when it comes to the HK labor agreement, you can apply for direct PR, the 186 direct entry. The work experience requirement for HKL labor industry for the care workers is not 3 years of work experience, it's only 2 years. That's the concession they got. Now, besides the visa applicant's criteria, the employer also needs to meet certain criteria, and that's the business is operating lawfully and the business is viable, or the business is going to successfully employ and give this visa applicant work for at least 2 years. Now, how do businesses show that? Well, they have to provide their financial statement, their profit and loss statement, their bank statement if possible, a letter from an accountant or an external body assessing the business financials. Their recent BAS will also help. And remember, there are costs associated to sponsoring an employee for both employer as well as the visa applicant. And the visa applicant cannot pay the employer's cost.